These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson, tracking your top stories right now from ABC15 Arizona. Honoring the nearly 3,000 lives lost on 9/11, it has been 24 years since nearly 3,000 people were killed in the terrorist attacks at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So many lives personally experienced the events that forever changed the course of history. A series of memorial events have been planned to honor the lives that were lost that day. President Donald Trump will be attending a 9/11 observance ceremony at the Pentagon, while Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife are expected to visit Ground Zero. Some also remembering the fallen in their own way. A group of students in Virginia spent part of Wednesday honoring the victims by planting flags for each one.
We're just trying to help the cadets remember this attack, and although those fallen are not with us today, we know there's many family, friends, and relatives that will see this, right? And they'll know that their loved ones are not forgotten.
Well, today marks Patriot Day, and volunteers are honoring the memory of September 11th here in Phoenix, too. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., people will gather at the National Memorial Cemetery of Arizona to clean headstones and beautify the grounds. Also happening today, the tradition at Tempe Beach Park, where they'll be reading of all the 2,977 victims this morning. Our Jamie Warren will be there. She'll have a full report later on ABC 15. In the meantime, ABC 15 getting you updates in our wildfire watch. The Forest Service says they've now opened another 96,000 acres of national forest lands on the North Kaibab Ranger District. This as Arizona firefighters make significant progress with the Dragon Bravo fire at the Grand Canyon's North Rim. The lightning-sparked blaze has burned more than 145,000 acres since the 4th of July. It remains at 80% containment. Now, depending on where you live, changes to local and federal education funding could see the cost of school lunches rise. Recent changes to safety net programs in Congress's new tax and domestic policy bill have raised concerns among educators and parents about the impact on funding these programs. Here's Scripps News Group's Holly Furfer.
School children whose families qualify for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, and Medicaid are also eligible to receive free school lunches, a critical support for millions of low-income households. But that's about to change. Recent changes tightening eligibility for SNAP and Medicaid could leave hundreds of thousands of families without benefits. And as a result, the School Nutrition Association says many children may lose automatic access to free school meals. Families can still apply independently, but may struggle with paperwork and tight deadlines, a growing concern for advocates and educators.
It hurts the whole program, because one of the things that we've seen really helps school meal programs is having a lot of students participate, because when you know you'll be providing a lot of lunches, you have economies of scale in terms of your purchasing.
The average cost for a school lunch is $3.09 for each student. That adds up to anywhere from $446 to $662 per child for the entire school year. If fewer students qualify for free school meals, schools receive less federal reimbursement, making it harder to cover the cost of providing meals for all children.
There are a lot of studies showing that children who are well nourished are able to focus in school, are able to be successful in school. And so when you cut programs or reduce access to things like school breakfast and school lunch, you're definitely increasing the students who are not going to be able to access a balanced meal.
School lunch might be the most reliable meal many students receive in a day. So for families living paycheck to paycheck, it can be challenging. Kevin Hardy is a writer who's been researching this issue extensively.
If you just think about how expensive it is to go to the grocery store or go to a restaurant, for an average family, schools face those same pressures. They're paying more for people to prepare the food. They're paying more to get that food in.
He says when children are not fed at school, the responsibility often falls on already financially strapped food banks and community organizations to fill the gaps. And those subsidies,
those not only benefited the people purchasing, but they also benefited those ranchers and farmers that were selling the products both to schools and to food banks. So I think it will ultimately end up really harming local economies.
Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group, Atlanta.
Tracking your most accurate forecast, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. A sunny start to your Thursday with temperatures in the mid-80s at 8 o'clock, warming up to 97 at midday with breezy conditions later on this afternoon, too. And highs dropping. We hit 108 on Wednesday. Today, 5 degrees cooler with a high of 103. It will remain breezy, especially in the afternoon, just like yesterday as well, with gusts anywhere from 20 to 25 in the Phoenix metro area. In the high country, gusts a little bit stronger, around 30 to 40 miles per hour. But it will be cooler up north with highs in the lower 70s in Flagstaff, 80s as you head toward Prescott, Payson, and Sedona, 90s along the I-10 corridor from Tucson to Casa Grande, and Phoenix calling for a high of 103. But temperatures drop the rest of the week and into the weekend. We'll be in the 90s. That's below normal beginning Saturday with overnight lows in the mid-70s. In the high country, we'll keep those highs in the lower 70s too, with the chance for storms today and tomorrow around 20%, with overnight lows dropping into the 40s all the way through next week.
For the latest news, weather, and traffic, you can always head on over to ABC15.com or download that free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.